Hello everybody, it's Spoons here. We're going to go over the metal flower project. As the high-speed one I did and posted the video, I made this. Now, this flower was made by a student. This flower here, this nut flower is made by a student. And I did that one during the video just so you see part of it being done. They're a good project. My students really like them. And if you want to do them at home, give them to somebody that's great. Now, I have some examples of previous year students. Now, these were made a little different. But these are using 3/16 and 1/4 inch rod. This one using ceiling wire. And this one's using 1/8 inch rod, I believe. And these are made out of steel, scrap metal of some sort. There's also, if you really want to try it, there's aluminum pop cans. I had students make flowers out of those before. While we're doing, so in the process of what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go over tools and materials to do this. And then I'm going to do the next video after this will be steps on building and creating. So we're going to start off with tools. You need some kind of marking tool because you're going to need to do layout. Then you're going to need cutting tools. Cutting tools are always something very important. So when you go to cut out, you can use a jigsaw with a metal cutting blade, which I have done before. Angle grinder with a cutting blade, with a cutting wheel. Hacksaw is what I've used to cut the rods before. And then tin snips for cutting the material, cutting and cleaning up material as you're going to make the petals look better. And as we go, we use different kinds of files, wire brushes. Make sure you have your drill bits. Depending on what size rod you're using, it depends on the size. Drill bits you're going to need. I always keep a pair of arc joint or groove joint or whatever you want to call it, channel locks. Needle nose of some sort is what I have around. And then I always have some type of drilling device, whether it's an impact or a drill driver. They come in handy because with those you can end up putting brushes on later if you want to clean things up. Hammers. I prefer using hammers that are designed for metal. The ball peen or machinist hammer, and then this is some kind of bodywork hammer. I don't know the exact name of it, but it comes in handy when I'm trying to work. And clamps. I have a lot more clamps, but this is one I use the most when I'm welding. This is the type I use the most. And then for cleaning up the material, if your material's been painted, you can use a palm sander of some sort, sandpaper. You can use it on cleaning up your edges as well. And then I don't really use that kind of disc very often. I call it a stone, grinded stone. I usually use flat discs for everything I do. When I do these, they're not as aggressive as a stone, and I'm not doing anything heavy. And then if you want, instead of using that type of cutting wheel, you can get one that's a little more permanent. I don't particularly care for these for cutting sheet metal. They're a little too aggressive and kind of catch on things occasionally. Now, when we talk about material, we're going to talk about making the stems. This is some ceiling wire some contractors are throwing out. You see it's real bendy. Real easy to use. The only thing is if you're welding it, you got to be real careful with your temperatures. How aggressive you get with your welder. It will eat up that wire, that sealing wire. Now, other material-wise, now I use leftover parts from projects. This is supposed to be, I'm not really sure what the student was doing. I think they were kind of using leftover parts to see if they can make some kind of rhombus. But I'll take this and I'll use this for a base for one. This is left over from another project that didn't go so well, so we use that for the base body. Now, this material here came from an old hollow core steel doors, and someone's getting rid of them, and I grabbed them and we cut them up so we can use this material as well. It's not as easy to use as 24 gauge sheet metal or 22 gauge, and like this gas pipe, once again, someone was throwing it out because they finished a project, a construction job on the school, and I just grabbed them because they're handy and I can use them. They make good fittings for the base. And then here's a piece of angle iron someone cut down to make it fit something else, and it was laying around, so I grabbed it. And you see how things get cut out different ways. Well, this one's stuck. They welded this there, but not everything comes out perfect when you're working, and that's all right. I prefer using, I think this is 22 gauge, 20 gauge sheet metal. You'll see here, my students use plasma cutter to cut it out. That's part of the training, is to use plasma cutter, so that's what they do. That's how I get some of that training in, was with doing this project. So we use templates. Yeah, I can see that the light sucks. All right, these templates are easy. This is like the easiest one. This one has a little more challenge to it. I'm not gonna do well with this. And this one's even more challenging. So students found the templates and showed me what they wanted to make, and we've been using them since. So cut the templates out, trace them onto the material. It doesn't have to be perfectly traced, but you want enough so you can get the gist of it. Now, if you're doing this at home in the garage and you don't have a plasma cutter, you can cut it out with tin snips. And I'll give that demonstration in another video. Because right now I'm going to wrap this one up, because we've gone through basic materials, basic tools. I'm sure there's a million different ways of doing this. This is the way I've had set up, and I've had students perform the tasks at different times. So I hope you guys are all having a good one, and I will catch you later.